if you wish to hear.
Стрим запустился. Вот. Так. Ага, вот теперь запустился. Хорошо. Давай. Ой. Куда это?
If you're wondering why I'm here, Jean's been worrying about trade safety recently. I discovered this when I unwittingly burst into her office to save the day. Another job involving long-distance travel falls to me. I suppose it's my own fault for having such a strong sense of duty.
Пиздец, как я перегнал его, он тупо остановился и все. Да какая ж красота, блин. Ой, блин.
Pray tell, what provokes your unwarranted return to the palace?
A matter of utmost importance, Your Majesty, such that I must personally report it to you.
Huh. Outdoor theater. Looks fun.
Хочешь посмотреть спектакль?
Actually,
Ага.
yes. I saw some guards do a musical performance when I was traveling with their caravan in Sumeru. They were desert dwellers. So are these actors. And I think I actually recognize them. Come on, let's go watch.
Так.
Time to go.
Your Majesty, not only has God bestowed the throne upon
Ну
you,
ты
but your
повешу.
beloved son, Prince Kubad, has
Потому
led
что-
brave warriors to victory against Frasiav's army. His men have laid down
Пару минут
arms and
туда-сюда, ну.
Frasiav's brazen ambition is no more.
Повешь?
He has bowed his head
Пару минут
and now
идти, я
presents
сильно
to your
повешь
Majesty
сама.
an offering of treasures and hostages, as well as a plea for peace. Mind you, this battle has finally restored the dignity of our people. Moreover, with Frasiav's
Только
offer of
вдыхаю.
land comes the opportunity to
Ходи
expand
по
our
душе,
borders,
тогда
as Your
развешаешь.
Majesty so greatly wishes. His Highness the Prince
Сходи
and
тогда
I
по душ,
believe
пока
this
она
peace settlement
стирается.
will be a great boon to our nation. It is for this reason alone that I have removed my armor and made haste back to...
Ah, it's the tale of Prince
Копи
Kubad.
круткий, будешь
this
в
one?
коллекцию Архонта выбивать. Будешь в коллекцию Архонта выбивать. Какого Архонта? Ты про что говоришь? Так я и так коплю
Don't worry,
круткий,
I
я
still
же не
remember the
кручу.
general plot. Let me fill you in on the background
Водяного,
while the king
если деда
deliberates.
не
The main characters are the
можешь
brilliant
убить.
Prince Kubad and his war-hungry
Зачем мне
father, King
водяного,
Kagos.
если
The one talking to the king right
я
now is
могу
Gundafar,
выбить
the prince's
выбить
tutor. When the prince was
кого?
young, the king was deceived by a malicious
Правильно,
rumor that the
Райден.
prince had mistreated his step miraculously.
Райден.
The prince emerged
Может, я же
unscathed,
говорю
thus proving
какой-то
his
день,
innocence.
что, скорее всего, хочу
The
Райдена
seeds of
выбивать.
doubt had already been sown in the king's mind. Now uneasy in the presence of his mistrustful father, the prince requested to be sent away to the
И ох,
battlefield
сюжетка
where he would
Райден
fight
будет
against Frasiav's
жесткая
army.
опять вроде.
That's the enemy general we heard them mention just now. This is the part where the prince has won the war and decided to
Что,
forge a
что,
peace with
вот,
the
а
rival
с
nation.
Райден я не
He wrote a
справляюсь.
letter
И не
recommending peace to
справлюсь
his father.
еще.
Oh,
Скорее всего,
looks like the king's made up his
так
mind.
скоро. А так,
keep
в
watching.
основном, Фиданч
Frothy
уже
of
мне...
lost because he did not have
Я
the
думаю...
blessing of God. Our God will always watch over us and punish our enemies.
Нормальные.
Once the bells of war have begun to toll, they shall not cease until the blood of our enemies fills the land.
То есть,
There can be
справляемые.
no victory until the last enemy soldier has fallen. If Kupad still wishes to be my son and hold the intaglio I bestowed upon him as proof of his royal blood, then he must obey my command.
Your Majesty, I must caution that a nation destroyed is not a fallen city writ
У
large.
чела
Now, the loss of one city
1200
strikes fear into the
подписчиков
hearts of our enemies, compelling them to
на
accept defeat
ТикТоке,
and cede land in exchange
17-летний,
for peace.
люблю самокат.
If, however,
И у
we
него
insist on bringing a whole
1000,
nation to
две
its
с
knees,
половиной,
so long as a
1500,
single person is left
пол
standing, they will
тысячи
see us as their sworn enemy,
просмотров
and one day
на
return to us
каждом
tenfold
видосе.
the pain that we have
Это
inflicted
жестко,
on their
больше,
nation
чем у
and
меня.
family. My king,
Он
a
свою
people is to
аудиторию
the
нашел
nation as wild grass to the
самокатами,
open prairie.
катаясь.
Though we burn down the whole field and
Класс.
spare not one
Идет.
blade of grass, roots continue to grow unseen beneath the surface. Come the spring,
О,
it is all but
кстати,
inevitable that fresh green shoots will rise up from the ashes.
Cease,
кстати.
Gundafar. Your mind grows dull in your old age, filled with naive delusions.
знаешь, что
We shall have
таксист?
no more need of you on the battlefield. As for
Покажу
my
тебе
son
кое-что.
Kubad, I will summon him back to the capital, so he may be tried by a court-martial.
What are you saying, my noble king? Why must you mistrust your own flesh and blood and sink ever deeper into the blight of hatred? When he was falsely accused, you once doubted his honor and made him walk through a raging
Кое-что
fire.
покажу.
Did he not prove himself worthy by emerging unharmed from the flames? Now you would turn me away when I seek only to provide the wisdom of counsel. What is the justification for this?
Вот смотри,
The justification is that my word, not yours, is the law of the land. Cease and be
смотри.
gone, Gundafar, so you may spend the rest of
Лям
your
200.
days with your wife.
видишь, лям
What has become of the
200
king that I served
просмотров.
with my life? Fanaticism has robbed him of all reason and wisdom. Peace is surely the most favorable path for our nation, yet he refuses to accept it.
17300 лайков, 612
I must think of a way to seize
комментариев,
control of the army back from the hands of my
7500
wayward son, that they might continue the fight to the end.
поделившихся и добавлю
Perhaps the first task should be this.
в избранное
I
на
shall send a loyal contingent of warriors to eliminate Frosio
Total
and the
Time Watch
hostages he has
это
sent to our palace.
как-то сейчас багуется
Brilliant acting,
9
Darbo.
часов плюс 2 часа.
I saw you
Она
approaching
не
us in the middle of the
обновляется
scene. I was worried that my
до
performance would be subpar.
моментального
You'd think I was just making a fool
ментальной
of
минуты,
myself.
что ли.
Not at all. Far from it. Actually,
K-Matrix.
let me introduce you.
Profile
This is
views,
Darbo, the actor for King Caboose.
Monica views.
When we first got to know each other, he was still a guard for one of the merchant caravans.
То есть начиная
Seems like
с
he's now made the switch to
28
full-time acting.
подписчиков. Женщин 39%. Поздравляю. Я не знаю, как это реально. Уже больше... То есть 7 суток. Нет, 6 суток. 7. Понедельник. Вторник. Среду. Четверг. Пятница. Суббота. Воскресенье. Да, 6. 6 суток, и за это время набрала она, блин, нереальное количество просто просмотров. Лям и 200 тысяч.
Nice to meet you. Any friend of Kaya's is a
Без
friend of mine.
перерывки. Смотри, как
To be
долго они
perfectly
общались.
honest, I wasn't
Вдвоем
making
или
all that
втроем.
much as a mercenary.
Ты
It
смотришь
felt right
на
to me to get away
Just
from the
this
danger and live a
putting
more
testing
stable
together.
life. I was already pretty good at telling stories, so I just recruited a few friends and started performing shows all over the country. Full disclosure, we had to put this little stage together using whatever wood and cloth we could borrow. It's really low budget. Anyway, we're all good enough at acting to get through the motions, but none of us are any good at coming up with a script. Everything we tried to write just sounded off somehow. So I got a student from the academia to adapt an old story I knew to make it more appealing to our audience. What do you think? Passable?
I could tell that you've had someone tighten up the lines. They turned out very nicely.
Ah, that's good. Well, as you can see, even now, we still don't have much of an audience. Don't suppose you'd be interested to see the rest of the show?
Sure, why not? I don't have anything pressing lined up. And I don't think the Traveler does either. Tickets for 2, please. How much would that be?
There's no need for tickets. You could just get some food from Jafar
Запускаем
Tavern.
протесты
We've worked out
по
an
всей
arrangement.
Украине. Украина
We've
без
actually found a
Зеленского.
sponsor for this performance too.
То
He's not too happy about the poor turnout, though. I doubt we'll be able to keep
без
him for the next
Зеленского.
performance. A real pity. But what can you do, huh?
Darbil Asgar still hasn't shown up for the next scene. We should get his costume and sword out so they'll be ready to go the moment he gets here.
My apologies. I have to get ready for the upcoming scene. I'll see you from the stage.
Санки, подкрывайте коробки из пыли, звездой с новогодней елки. В общем, в принципе, не тужили с расстановочкой, жили с толком. Берегли на особый случай платье бархатное с разрезом. 2 флакона духов от Гуччи, фетра красного полуотреза. 6 красивых хрустальных рюмок и бутылка.
Would you two like to order some food? What can I
В
get you?
одной спортивных сумок.
If you're looking for recommendations, today's special is the tandoori roast chicken.
Bear with us a moment. I was at Port Ormos discussing some business opportunities, and some crook was trying to pull a fast one on me. Darbil took pity on me and politely asked him to make himself scarce. He's a good guy, a decent storyteller too. Quite an interesting character. There's a lot of fun to be had if you hang around interesting people doing interesting things. Especially if you're in the company of an interesting friend. That's my secret formula for staying in a good mood. Try it out sometime. You'll see what I mean. Thanks for waiting. We're ready to order now. We'll take you up on that tandoori roast chicken. And let's throw in some desserts, too.
Ага.
1 each of the rose custard, that talumba, and the patisara pudding, please. That should see us through the show.
Вот для этого же любит. Вот такой вот сонный случай. Жили-были, варили кашу.
Да. Ой. Я хотел
We've got good
сесть, а он, блин,
close to the
разговаривает.
stage, but also not too crowded. We can watch the show as we eat. If I remember correctly, the next scene should
Correctly.
focus on the prince. But I won't spoil it for you. You have to experience it for yourself.
Ой,
I don't tend to judge a story's worth by my personal affinity for it. But if you want to know my opinion, I'd say it's a fine tale, with a classical flavor that makes it a story for the ages. History always repeats itself. When you keep this in mind and watch out for the echoes of past events in the present, things that appear unfathomable at first glance become much easier to comprehend.
Here you are. The check's on the table, too. Just call me over when you're ready to settle up.
No need. I'll pay up front. Here. Keep the change.
Thank you, sir. Oh, but this is too generous.
Call it a token of my gratitude for the excellent service. The food all smells wonderful, too. So please pass my compliments to the chef.
Thank you so much, sir.
Let's dig in, traveler.
Hey, Kaya. I'm so sorry, but the actor who plays the prince has run into some difficulties and won't be able to make it. We can't do the rest of the show without him, so...
Ooh, that would be fun. I wouldn't say no.
да что ж
Darbil,
такое?
would you lose any income if I were to mess this up?
Not really. I mean, There's not much of an audience here anyway. I wouldn't want to take too much of your time, though.
Don't worry about that. I like to be spontaneous now and then. Spice things up a little.
Let me think. Well, you already know the story, so you just need to memorize a few lines. You know what? This might actually work. Ah, wait, but Kubad has a specific costume he's supposed to wear, and there's no way you'd fit into it. Switching actors is one thing, but wearing street clothes on stage would really ruin the immersion. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work.
Well, good thing that I've actually got a costume with me. It goes pretty well with your stage, too.
You're kidding. Can you show it to me?
Sure. If you can show me the way to your changing room?
It's in the restaurant. Follow me.
Gotta say, I think I actually look pretty dapper in this. It's a pity I don't have many opportunities to wear it in public. Uh-oh, not a fan of me as a prince? I'll have to act my heart out so you'll be too dazzled to make any digs.
Kaya, here's your script for the next scene.
Kaya.
It's not too long, but you also don't have very long to prepare. Do you
Kaya,
think you can memorize your lines in time?
Only one way to find out.
Okay, I think we've covered all your lines and movements on stage.
Что ты
You
короче
haven't had long to
на
prepare,
голову
so don't
надето?
worry about forgetting your lines. We'll remind you.
All right,
Пипец.
I'm good to go.
Great. Then let's get this show on the road.
Тогда начинаем.
General Kubad, son of Kabus, the fate of this battle is clear. I beg you, please spare my few remaining men. They no longer have the strength to fight back.
Frasyav, though you now lead only the husk of a once mighty army, I have no desire to crush your dignity. Even your most savage warriors have no desire to see further bloodshed, and none among your ranks have opposed these peace talks. Nevertheless, I must hear it from you one final time.
Странная музычка начала играть.
Do you agree to sign a treaty in good faith and commit from this day forth to peace between our nations?
With my army in ruins, I am in. Yes, let us end our hostilities and send our surviving men home to their families.
We share the desire to lay down our arms for good and liberate our hearts from the dirge of hatred. Then as God above is our witness, by the authority vested in me by this intaglio of King Kabus, I hereby declare that I will spare your hostages and what remains of your army. May peace be restored to this land, and may these fields of war become a place where crops grow aplenty. My tutor, Gundafar, has already made haste to my father, the king, with the recommendation of a truce. It is my sincere hope that he will see that peace as a path to prosperity and grant me his blessing.
Prince Kubad, your name is renowned throughout your land and ours. I will place my hope in your words.
One will find on a battlefield no master of ceremonies, nor the paper on which a treaty may be signed. In their absence, let us raise our weapons and swear an oath. I, Kubad, son of
Кстати,
Kabus,
как у меня там
hereby
оформлено
pledge
на
protection
YouTube
to you
стрима
and all of your
вообще
kin.
информация?
May the oceans be stained red with my
Ага,
blood
Genshin.
if I am ever to renounce this oath.
Wow, your friend is so dreamy. He's not a real prince by any chance, is he? Hey, Rashana, you don't want to miss this. The good-looking guy who left that huge tip is acting on stage with Darble's troupe. Darville's one lucky man.
I return, Your Highness. I hope I'm not too late. Have you already promised peace to Frasyov?
Nay, I am not so rash as to preempt my father's blessing. I promised only what I could so far, the safety of his kin.
My child, I must share with you the gravest news. Cabus has become blinded by fanaticism and hatred, and will stop at nothing to vanquish every last man under Frasyov's lead.
How can this be? You mean to say that my father has rejected our proposal for peace?
He has indeed. I urged him to reconsider, and for this I was rebuked and dismissed from his service. But far stricter punishment than this awaits you, should you return home with your troops. Please heed my warnings, dear child. I dare not imagine what unspeakable atrocities your father intends to commit.
Nay, the truce must stand. I cannot renounce my oath. How can man claim to stand above beast without remaining true to his word? The masses have grown weary of death and conflict in both our nation and theirs. Are we all now to bend to his will and massacre countless more to satisfy a desire that is his alone? When I departed my beloved home to fight in a foreign land, I did so to honor his wishes and for my duty to our people. Alas, is this fate's grand design? Is this fate's grand design?
Kaya, the next line is, alas, is this fate's grand design, that I should spend the rest of my days in a foreign land, till I am laid to rest in a grave far from home?
Must it be so?
Huh? Wait, that's not part of the script. Kaya, did you not hear me?
Oh.
My dear audience, I ask you this. Do you believe in fate? If fate decreed that your life was to end in tragedy, what would you do?
О. Что это такое? Уважаемая публика, я хочу спросить у вас, верите ли вы... Ой, я хочу спросить у вас, верите ли вы в злой рок? Если бы судьба уготовила вам трагический финал, что бы вы сделали? Что бы вы сделали? Да.
Oh?
Вот как,
So
ага.
must it be.
Так тому и быть.
Yes.
Да.
So must it be. I shall discard this intaglio and rid myself of the
Я
shackles of
выброшу эту...
fate.
Wait, but that's not... My dear prince, do you intend to betray your father and abandon your heritage?
Fate means to send the machinations of war to every corner of the land, to fan the flames of conflict till they engulf the entire world. Fate would see my sword tainted with the blood of innocence, that the bright banner of my homeland might fly in every nation known to mankind. But I shall not bow to the will of fate. I am no pawn in heaven's plan.
Bravo! Where did this guy come from? Is he one of the new hires?
Hey, shut up. Stop interrupting.
I, Kubad, will spend the rest of my days in a foreign land till I breathe my last in a place far from home.
Oh, at least he brought it back in the end.
Prince Kubad, my child, there is no need to be rash. Please bring at least your fortune and the retainers who will always be loyal to you.
Gundafar, my dear mentor, you have always been like a father to me. It brings me only anguish to bid you farewell. But I must walk this path, or freedom dies by my hand. Goodbye, my tribe and kin. Farewell, sweet land of my birth.
Goodbye, my child.
Дитя мое, мой child.
It's Prince.
Why, certainly,
Пройдись,
man.
пожалуйста, пару шагов.
Thank you. I'll just go find a pen.
Да.
Feeling more like a fan now? Acting is quite fun. If there ever came a day when I left the Knights of Favonius, I think I might go into acting full time.
Darbil, could you introduce me to this young man?
My apologies, Master Toos. I somehow missed you in the crowd earlier.
I was some distance away. I just came over near the end after I noticed the large crowd gathered around the stage. The performance was outstanding across the board. I knew that the poor turnout over the past few days was just bad luck. It was only ever a matter of time before you hit it big. The improvised section was particularly good. I think you could include some improvisation as a staple in future performances. As for the prop he threw, no need to get it back. It's fairly cheap anyway.
Thank you, sir. And a big thanks also to our wonderful prince. Had Kaya not agreed to fill in, we might have disbanded right on the spot.
Kaya, was it? Well, young man, I must say you've made quite the impression on me. My caravan is always loaded with the finest food and wines. You're welcome to visit at any time.
Thank you for the invite, sir, but I'm afraid I've reached the end of my time at Sumeru. I'm sure that my friends and family in Mondstadt must be missing me terribly.
Well then, consider it an open invitation. Once you've been bitten by the travel bug, my friend, you'll be getting itchy feet again before too long. My door is always open. If you're ever interested, please ask Darbil to reach out to me. Darbil, we can continue discussions on the sponsorship once you've wrapped up today's show. I'm going back to the inn.
Thank you so much, Master Toos. I'll see you shortly. Seriously, Kaya, thank you for bailing me out again. You're a good guy. May
Да.
the gods bless you. You know, you should stay for a few more days. I owe you a meal at the very least.
Darbil, Asgar is back. He lost track of time playing Genius Invocation TCG. You've got to sort him out.
Genius Invocation again? Ah, that does it. That kid's not getting away with it this time.
Окей, я
Well,
скоро
please excuse
вернусь.
me, Kaya. I will be right back.
Sure, there's no rush. Okay, I think they're all gone. Let's slip away now while we can.
Чем занимается таксист?
All
Делики.
right, this should be far enough. People were starting to
Знаешь,
expect
что
a
в
lot of
Фонтейн
things that I
они
didn't sign
сделали
up
один
for.
дейлик, который
Besides,
уже
the
дважды
missing
мне
actor is back now.
попадался.
Darbil
И
shouldn't be
он
needing me to stand in again.
идет 4
I don't
минуты,
mind
так точно.
socializing, but compared to chatting over food and drink, what about you? Did you enjoy? Oh,
Это жесть
I was
просто.
expecting a lengthier critique.
Дейлик в
But you've
кафешке.
thrown the
Не,
question
не в
right back
кафешке,
at me.
а
Sneaky.
там...
All right, I'll
Ну
rise
да,
to your
типа кофе
challenge.
сделать.
Let me think.
Не ресторан.
All the world's a
Ресторан.
stage, and
Уличный
all the people
ресторан.
merely players. Does that answer your question? Perhaps there's an inept god out there deciding everyone's fates, much like the academia student drafting Darbil's scripts.
Дважды попадался на нее уже.
Inept is a good word for it. Honestly, it might even be a little too civil to describe a god who turns fathers against their sons and is
А
bent
так
on
норм,
endless
дейлики.
warmongering. Don't
Там
you think?
быстро делаются.
Anyway, that's exactly why actors need
какие
to
в
wake up and
Сумеру.
realize they don't have to follow
Быстро
the script.
делались у
There's
меня
nothing to
дейлики.
stop them from following their gut and making it up as they go along. Oh, my dear traveler, please don't take me too literally. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. The god is just a figure of speech. The real point I'm making is about the actors. Everyone, you and I include. If you don't like the script, just walk off the stage and join the audience. You always have a choice. A little too obtuse?
Чуть сложно.
Well, don't dwell on it. It's nothing worth losing sleep over.
Ой.
I was just thinking aloud. Relax. Be yourself. Do your thing. That's all I'm really trying to say. When I did my little bit of audience interaction back there, you had no time to prepare. You had to just say what you thought in the moment. I think those spontaneous thoughts are often the most authentic. And that's why I liked your answer. You're still holding on to the intaglio I threw you from the stage, right? Keep it. Think of it as a souvenir from my improvised performance. It's been the most fascinating day, hasn't it, little birdie?
Токсичная хрень. Где всю локацию облетать. Пытаюсь безуспешно. Какое-то момент. О, пытаюсь... Ты про что говоришь? О, я сделал вторую часть. Конечно, надо крутить оружейку, но, блин. Если я крутил бы оружейку... Последние 2 сутки остались, да, до конца этих баннеров. Блин, как-то быстро пролетело это время, честно говоря. С момента выхода этого патча. Красивые. Слышь, таксист, давай я это... пропаду на 5 минут. Мне надо сделать рутеру рестарт, к сожалению. У мамы телевизор там заклинило тотально. Вообще смотреть не может. Или когда ты когда ты уйдешь? А, ты все, да. Ладно тогда. Ладно. Я тогда перезапущу стрим. Посмотрю, перезапущу ли. Подумаю. Ладно, все, давай тогда. Удачки. До завтра тогда. До следующего раза. Все. Увидимся, когда увидимся, да. Все. YouTube может... Нет, дело не в том, что в YouTube. У меня интернет просто глючит на телевизоре. У нас, не у меня. У нас дома. Это проблема, к сожалению. А зрителей нет, так что я не буду запускать больше стримов сегодня. Сегодня нет. Так что давай. Спасибо, что зашел хотя бы на полчасика, да, что ли. На 43 минуты. Все, давай, удачки. Пока-пока. До следующего раза.